Chicago, Illinois. December 2004. Researchers at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute of the University of Chicago published the results of a study that claims the sophistication of the human brain was the result of a so-called special event. They said mankind's intelligence was not only the result of evolution, and that around 50,000 years ago, the genes of ancient humans went through an intense amount of change in a relatively short amount of time. What some refer to as the Big Bang of the brain.
No one really knows how human beings developed so fast in such a short period of time. I don't believe it was done naturally.
It's very clear that fully modern intellectual function is a very recent acquisition in our lineage. It's not an improvement upon what was there before. It's a new kind of manipulation of information in the mind.
There's no other animal creature on the planet that has such a comparative point, and that's why they call it the big brain event.
People talk about the missing link. Where is the link between going from apes, monkeys, gorillas, etc., to being able to develop atomic weaponry and fly in space?
When we're looking at the origins of man, we've realized that 50,000 years ago, we really went where no creature on Earth had ever gone before. We have become human.
But what was the spark that spurred human intelligence? Was it a genetic mutation brought about by the natural selection process of evolution, as many mainstream scientists contend? Or could it have been a genetic modification produced by extraterrestrial beings, as ancient astronaut theorists believe?
There is the idea that there was a gene or genes that popped up sometime in our ancestors, randomly, that may have given us the ability to symbolically represent objects in our environment or be abstract. Those are things that, for instance, chimpanzees have a great deal of trouble with, even when they're taught language.
Homo sapiens, emerging from Africa, started to behave symbolically. They started to manipulate information in their mind in a way in which their predecessors had never done before. They disassembled the world around them into a vocabulary of discrete symbols and recombined them so they could imagine new kinds of worlds.
Long, long time ago, extraterrestrials arrived on this planet. They realized that the planet was full of life, and one of them was the most advanced form, was one of our ancestors. They took the DNA out and they changed the basic information in the DNA. This is what our genetics are doing every day. Now the cell was changed, the product you plant into the womb of a female of the same species. This female will give birth to a child approximately after 9 months. But because of this artificial mutation, and that's different, because it was made artificially by the extraterrestrials.
What if, as part of the genetic updates human beings were getting from extraterrestrials, one of those genetic updates involved a software download, a biological download, to differentiate the different hemispheres of the brain to allow human society, tool-making, fire, social organization to be created. And from that particular species of hominid became the human being we are today.
If alien species out there could fly across interstellar space, then in all probability they would have similar DNA recombinant technology. Of course, it would depend on their own genetic composition being similar to ours, but if they understood sufficient chemistry and physical principles from their own experience of the physical world model, then in all probability, manipulating our DNA would be simple.